Okay, so now we are in the next exercise of our lab. So our next exercise in our electrical technology subject is experiment number 6. It is load test on DC separately excited generator. Okay, so first we have to understand what we are doing here, what we are going to do, and on which machine we are going to do. So it is a generator. So generator means, you know, that we have already studied. It is a machine which converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy, and separately excited generator. So separately excited also we have studied in the theory. So it means, the you might be aware that you might be just knowing that already we have discussed in the theory about these things. So in a generator or in any electrical machine, we have two important parts, and for the generator those two important parts are armature winding and field winding. Okay, so field winding is to create the flux, armature winding is to cut the flux. So this field winding should be given with electrical energy to create the flux. How we are giving this electrical energy to the field winding? So with that, we are dividing the generator types as separately excited and self excited. Separately excited means the field winding will be given electrical supply through a separate DC source. The field winding will be given electrical energy from a separate DC source. It will be not from the it will be not from the armature winding of the same machine, because already we have studied the armature of the generator will produce the electrical energy. So that energy can also be fed into the field winding of the same machine, but in this case separately excited machine, we are not going to do that. Okay, that is why it is called as separately excited. Separately means the armature winding electrical energy is not given into the field winding of the same machine. So the field winding is given electrical energy from a separate supply. The electrical energy generated by the armature winding is given into some other load. So those two windings, that is armature winding and the field winding of that generator, are not having any mode of electrical connection between them. Those two are separate. Those two are not having any electrical connection. So this is called separately excited generator. Now we are going to do the load test on that generator. So for that we need a circuit diagram. So that circuit diagram is this one. So here you can see. So this is the generator which we are going to check. This is the generator which we are going to check. So there are no connection. There is no connection between the armature winding and the field winding of the generator. The field winding is excited by a separate supply, separate electrical source, and the armature's electrical energy is given into a lamp load. So these two, that is the electrical energy generated by the armature, is not given into the field winding. So this is what the main thing we have to see here, because the name kept for this generator is to be a separately excited. So we have followed that word in the circuit also. Now again I am saying the generator is a machine which will convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. So we need a mechanical energy to run the generator's armature, to rotate the generator's armature. So for that we are keeping a motor, and this motor will convert the electrical energy to mechanical energy. So that mechanical output of the motor is coupled into the generator, so that when you give the electrical supply to the armature winding and the field winding of the motor will develop the mechanical energy, and that mechanical energy will be given into the generator through mechanical coupling. Now you can convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy. So for driving the generator's armature we need a motor, and for giving the input supply for the motor, electrical supply, we need to another supplies. Already we have used one supply here for exciting the field winding. So now to give the electrical energy for the armature of the motor, we need one supply, and for exciting the field of the motor, we need another supply. So totally we are using 3 electrical supplies in this exercise and also in the previous exercise. The electrical energy generated is given to a lamp load, and by changing the lamps, by changing the load, we are going to obtain the performance of this generator. That is what called as load test. We are going to note the performance of the generator at various load conditions. So now we will go into the connection. So I think I have explained all the things in the circuit diagram. So to check how much voltage we are giving to the field winding, we have a voltmeter, and to check how much voltage we are giving in the armature winding, we have given ammeter, and to check what is the lamp voltage, what is the load voltage, and what is the load current taken, we have used another voltmeter and ammeter. Okay, now we are going into the connection. So in the connection, let me start part by part, one by one, section by section. First we will take this section. Let us finish the connection of this one and then come into the next part. So now we are going to give the connection for this circuit. So what is this circuit? As I said, this is the field winding of the motor. This field winding is given with an electrical supply, and to have the value of voltage what is given inside, we have a voltmeter. Let us start giving the connection to this. See, this video will give you the connections for this circuit. Okay, so just we will go into the connection. See, we need a supply. First supply, this is the first supply we are taking. So we need L plus and L minus, first supply, and this is to be connected to the voltmeter, and the voltmeter is to be connected with the field winding. So now wire by wire it will be given, just listen. So L plus is taken and it is given to the voltmeter, and the voltmeter same point, or the minus is given to the voltmeter, plus and minus is given into the voltmeter, and the plus of the voltmeter is taken and it is given to the E1 of the field winding. See, this is the motor. You can see here it is written M. So this is the motor's terminal box. So this motor's field winding is this, and this motor's armature winding is this. The field winding is given with E1, E2. The armature winding terminals are written as A1, B2. So the same you can see here in the circuit diagram also, and you can see the same terminologies used in the video also. Okay. So just it is given, and the voltmeter minus is taken and it is given to the E2 of the motor's field winding. So now this connection, this section is over. The connection of this section is over. Let us go into the next section. So now we are going to give the electrical connections for the motor's armature winding. We will start now. The second supply is taken. See, the second supply is taken because here we are using a separate electrical supply, second electrical supply. So this is the second electrical supply, L plus, L minus, and from the L plus again it is given into the voltmeter, and the voltmeter will be given with minus, and the voltmeter plus will be connected with A1, voltmeter minus will be connected with B2. Okay, so plus and minus are connected with A1 and B2, and the A1 is connected with voltmeter plus, and B2 is connected with voltmeter minus. Okay, so this is how the connection is given for the second section. Now we will go into the next session. that is giving the connection for field winding of the generator. It is a very simple circuit, it is not having any meters at all. So just from the third electrical supply, you have to give it the plus of the supply to E1, minus of the supply to E2. It is a very easy one, no other meter involved. So L plus is taken and it is connected with E1, and L minus is taken and it is connected with E2. Okay, so this is the third supply. L plus is connected with E1, L minus is connected with E2. Let us go and connect the last section of the circuit, the external outer armature circuit. We have to connect the armature with the load with all the required meters. So let us give that. Okay, so now the third section is finished. Now we will continue the fourth circuit. So A1 is
again black. Internet from me very bad.
Okay, I will give the video of this. No need. I will give the video.
Give video, Mr. In
yes,
learning.
yes.
Now, Mr. Can you leave or what?
No, Mr. No, you have to wait in the line.
Okay.
Now, as you can see here, the voltmeter is connected in between the armature and the armature is taken and it is connected with the ammeter. The ammeter negative is connected with the load. Ammeter negative, this wire, it is connected with the load. Okay, and the load negative is connected with the armature's negative point, generator's armature negative point. Okay, so that's all. So this is how you have to give the connections, and this is the total setup of the exercise what we are going to do in today's class. This is the total setup of the exercise what we are going to do now. Okay, so this is the first supply and it is connected through voltmeter to the field winding of the motor, and this is the second supply here inside, and that second supply is given to the armature of the motor through voltmeter, and the third supply is here, you can see here, and it is given to the field winding of the generator, and the electrical energy generated from the armature is given into the load through this ammeter and voltmeter to measure the current taken by the meter and to measure the voltage taken by the meter, delivered into the meter. So now we will go into the conduction part of this exercise. So how to conduct, how to take the readings, we will see here in this video. So first you have to switch on the main supply for this table, that is what done now, and you can see the table is switched on. Now you can see here So you can see here the field winding is rated for 160 volt. The field winding of the motor, you can see here M means motor, and this symbol indicates DC. So it is a DC motor. It is rated for 160 volt. So we have to give the input to be 160 volt. First we will give that. First we will give the 160 volt for the field winding of the motor. Now it is given. So the first supply is varied until the field winding is given with 160 volt. Okay, it is given. Okay, now it is given with 160 volt. Now you can see in the same nameplate detail, you have to drive the motor at 3000 rpm. This is also motor, DC motor. You have to drive it with 3000 rpm. You can see the nameplate detail. So this 3000 rpm you have to check with the tachometer by varying the armature voltage of the motor. By increasing the armature voltage of the motor, you have to make the motor to run at 3000 rpm. You know it will be done. See, the armature supply is switched on, and slowly the armature voltage is increased. Slowly the armature voltage is increased. You can listen to the sound of the motor. See, slowly it is increasing. Simultaneously you have to check the motor's speed by using a tachometer, and we have to drive the motor's armature at 3000 rpm. See, the tachometer is there and it is showing the speed of the motor, and it is approximately about 3000. Okay, now you have to switch on the field of the generator. See, this is the initial voltage. Some of you are asking what is the initial voltage. This is the initial voltage. At zero current, what is the voltage? That is called initial value. Okay, so now you have to note it down that see here again, this is the generator's nameplate detail. You can see here. See, this is the generator's nameplate detail. It is rated for 220 volt. So you have to first develop the 220 volt, and you can load the generator. So with the low voltage, you should not connect the load to the generator. First you have to generate the 220 volt in the generator. Then you can load the generator. You can start applying the load into the generator's armature. How to generate 220 volt? Just increase the field current. When the flux increases, the EMF induced in the generator will be increasing. This is what we studied in the EMF equation of the generator. See, now I am increasing the field current of the generator. It is increasing in its EMF. So now the EMF has reached the rated voltage. Now stop increasing the field current. Now this is the no load reading of the generator, since there is no lamp switched on. So this is the no load reading of the generator. See, the current is 0. That means there is no load applied on the generator. That is why there is no current. So this is the no load reading. You have to note it down, and you have to start applying the load. One by one. Okay. So as you can see here, first one lamp is switched on. That is, the lamp is given with the initial load, and the voltage and current are taken, and it is noted in the tabulation. and the second load is switched on. Again the voltage and the current taken should be noted down in the tabulation, and the third load is taken and you have to take down the reading. You may ask why it is stopped. Okay, since there is only 3 loads here, we have stopped with this loading, but actually what you can do is you can go up to the, you can increase the load up to the rated current of the generator. And what is the rated current? This is the rated current. See, 3.4 amps it is given. Up to 3.4 amps in the generator's armature you can load the generator. Okay, so now we will continue from the place where, so all the lamps are running. Now you have to switch off one by one, and then you have to reduce the field excitation so that the voltage induced in the armature goes to the minimum most value. So the field excitation is reduced and the armature should be slowed down so that the armature stops rotating, and then you have to switch off the armature supply. At last you have to reduce the field excitation of the motor to the 0 value, switch it off. So this is how you have to conduct the exercise named as load test of separately excited DC generator. Okay, so with this you can have the values in your tabulation. Just you have to plot the graph and you can see how the generator's behavior is changing in the, or with the correspondence to the load given into the generator's armature. So actually when the load increases, the terminal voltage of the generator will start reducing slowly because of armature reaction and armature voltage drop. Okay, so you can plot the graph and you can check it over. And with this we have finished this 6th exercise of our lab.